Today, as all of you would know, that marks the day where the rest of our grades are returning to schools. Most of them are returning for the first time since the national lockdown around March. So we decided to come and visit some of the schools to check their preparedness in receiving our learners. We started here at Zwelibanzi High, which is also one of our technical schools in the province, the schools that really is also a pride of our province given the performance of the school. We're happy to find that the school is really prepared to receive all the learners. All the PPEs as well as other COVID-19 essentials have been delivered to schools. The principal has confirmed that all the masks for learners from grade 8 to grade 12 have been delivered, so each and every learner will get 2 sets of masks as per the rule. They are not complaining really about anything insofar as the COVID-19 essentials are concerned, so the department has delivered. The only problem that we have identified is keeping with their social distancing because of the unavailability of enough space in the school, as we will have seen that. It is right in the middle of the households. Now there is no much space even to assist with mobile classrooms. There's just no space for such interventions. As a result, the school has adopted a differentiated timetable like the rest of other schools. But this one, it will mean that some of other grades will, if there are no other interventions that we can make, will only come once a week because the enrollment is quite high. It's about 1,300 enrollment of the school. So grade 12 will always be in the school for the rest of the weekdays. Grade 11 will come at least twice a week, and then the other grades, which is 10, 9, and 8, will then have to alternate in the remaining days. What is also pleasing is that there's 100% attendance today of grade 12, as well as 100% attendance of grade 11. And so far as the teaching staff is concerned, there are only 2 teachers who have not reported to work, but also they did get the permission from the principal because their reasoning was quite justifiable. Otherwise, we would have also registered 100% teacher attendance, which is really quite a good thing to report on, because it does indicate that there is willingness from the teachers to come in spite of all these conditions to basically teach and secure the future of these learners. But also want to thank the parents for their decisions to release the learners to schools, because we understand that the issue of reopening schools has really been an emotive issue, an issue that has been tended to be a political issue. But we want to thank the parents who decided to release their kids to schools, because we believe that our schools are safe, and it does also indicate that the parents do also have the confidence in our schooling system. So we'll continue to monitor the rest of our schools in the province to ensure that at every schooling day, all our schools are compliant in terms of the non-negotiables. Thank you. The situation of the 6,000 teachers who won't be able to attend school or have been absent so far because of comorbidities and other reasons? Well, those are the applications that we have received. It's not that they have not been in school. They have been in school, obviously waiting for the final decisions to be made on their applications. So the narrative that they have not been in schools, which I heard some of the members of the opposition saying, it's not true. Those teachers have been in school, but they've made applications for concession to say they need to be allowed to work from home because of the underlying conditions that they have. And those applications have been subjected into scrutiny. There's a collective agreement that was signed between the labor as well as the employer, which guides us on how do we treat those cases. The agreement specifies in clear terms the illnesses that qualifies for somebody to be given the concession, such as a particular level of CD4 count for those who are HIV positive, diabetics, hypertension, and all of these diseases that are listed in the collective agreement. So out of the almost 6,000 applications that we have received, 4,479 fall within that category. And those ones, they have been granted permission, a concession. But beyond being granted concessions, there have been other arrangements made. And we want to thank those teachers who agreed to say, I will only come to teach my lesson and then go back home instead of completely sitting at home. So we have made arrangement with some of them. But obviously others can objectively not come to school because they are more at risk. So with those ones, we are going to replace them with the substitute educators. Then the other ones which do not fall within the collective agreement, we have subjected those applications to the health risk inspector to give us advice for final decisions to be made. So we are not really under crisis in terms of the replacement of those teachers. As I'm saying, others have agreed that they will only come to teach their lessons and go back. Others who will be at home full time. There are other educators who are able to take over those subjects, such that we don't need a substitute educator for them. But where we really are in need of substitute educators, we will provide them. We have actually made available about 2,000 posts for substitute educators, and we are hoping that we'll not necessarily utilize all of them because we will need them for other instances. There will be teachers who will be reporting, for example, to be going on maternity leaves, and we'll need the substitute educators for such. So we are really striking a balancing act, but I can safely say there is no crisis in the province of KwaZulu-Natal so far. We are making sure that at every given point there is a teacher in front of the learners, and where there are challenges, we are able to intervene timelessly.
And then MEC, in terms of homeschooling in the province, do you have figures on how many parents will apply for homeschooling, how many are going to?
Well, I don't have exact figures, but I can say that there is really a low application generally for homeschooling. And we're happy that actually parents are deciding to release their learners because homeschooling is quite will require an active involvement of parents. And when you know the situation of most of our parents, particularly from township, from rural areas, they will really not cope with homeschooling. There are learners from families where there's literally nobody who has gone beyond matric or has finished, or others finished long time ago, so they can't cope with the current content of our subject. So we really want to encourage our parents to trust us and ensure that they release their learners so that they can continue with their studies in schools. You know what is also pleasing is that in all the COVID-19 positive cases that have been reported, there's not been a single learner who has lost his life or her life because of COVID-19. So the narrative that we're sending learners to slaughterhouse when we're sending them to school has been disproved by facts. Over the past period, since we reopened our system on the 8th of May, there's not been a learner who has lost his life because of COVID-19. Obviously, there are teachers who have lost their lives and want to send condolences to the families of those educators. But we believe generally our schools are not slaughterhouses as they have been described. We really want to plead for cooperation and the fact that if we pull together, we can beat this virus. Thank you.
That's right, for instance.
That's the latest in terms of the return to school in the KZN province. And that takes us to this break as we chase the top of the next hour. Stay with us.